Fallout is a franchise that has always struggled with animations. Fallout 3 and New Vegas animations were extremely poor, stiff, and robotic. Fallout 4 thankfully made some improvements in this department. Movements became a bit more fluid, the character models finally looked somewhat human, and the first person shooting wasn't completely trash. But even with all that, Fallout 4's animation still looked outdated when you stacked it up against other AAA games of that time. So today I've decided to gather some animation mods that help improve Fallout 4's immersion. If you're someone who loves Fallout lore, setting, and gameplay, but always gets pulled out of the experience by awkward animations, then buckle up and let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off with something we all do a lot in Fallout: eating, drinking, and popping chems like candy. There are a lot of food and drink mods out there for Fallout 4. Some add new items, other tweak stats, but most of them stick to the vanilla animations. That's where the immersive animation framework comes in. It adds unique animations for almost every category of aid item. Now, most of the food items still use shared animation, but the modder did sprinkle in a few unique ones. For example, eating noodles actually look like you're slurping them down. The best part, in my opinion, is the chem animations. If you're tired of your character magically healing without doing anything visible, this is a must-have. Let's move on to another pair of underrated gems: first person running and first person swimming animations. These two mods are incredibly simple, but I promise once you use them once, you won't go back. First person running with hands does exactly what it says. It lets you see your hands while sprinting in first person. There are two different variants too. Swimming is just as immersive with the first person swimming animations mod. You'll actually see your arms and hands move as you push through the water. These mods don't reinvent the wheel, but they fill in gaps that Bethesda didn't bother with. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about a mod that might raise some eyebrows. There are dozens of third-person animation overhauls out there, each catering to different tastes. But for this video, I went with one of the more feminine animation mods. Don't ask me why. Believe me, I don't even know myself. This mod gives female characters more delicate, graceful movements. The walk cycle has way more sway, and the sprinting has a little extra bounce. Now look, I get it, no soldier or professional athlete is going to run like this in combat. But here's my justification. Your character was a pre-war lawyer, so if she happens to have a bit of flair in her movement, I say let her have it. Now let's talk about weapons. Fallout 4 was definitely a step up from Fallout 3 and New Vegas when it came to gunplay. The shooting actually feels decent, but that doesn't mean the animations are great. So we've got animation overhaul mods to the rescue. The first one I highly recommend is the one-handed revolver mod. This mod lets you hold your revolvers and pistols in one hand. It even lets you run while holding your pistol like in Cyberpunk. Next up is the pistol reanimation pack. This mod overhauls animations for several pistols, or handguns I should say. Now I'm not gonna list every single weapon animation mod out there. That would turn this video into a boring slog to go through. But if you guys want a dedicated video that dives into nothing but weapon animations, we can absolutely do that. Just let me know. The knife animation pack brings in all new equip, swing, and stab animations that actually make using a knife fun. These animations are so good that I felt like I was a British man in the middle of London.
Was ist?
It's stylish, fluid, and adds a little bit more flair to what used to be a boring melee weapon. While we are talking about melee, let's throw in the kicks and punches mod. This one adds martial arts style moves to your unarmed combat. It might not be lore accurate depending upon how strict you are with your hit cannon, but come on, you think the Soul Survivor couldn't have taken a karate class before the bombs fell? Maybe it was a hobby. Maybe they were preparing for the apocalypse without even knowing it. Either way, it's way more fun than vanilla unarmed. Next is a mod that should be awesome, but I couldn't get it to work. Human grab attacks. The idea is that when you punch a weaker enemy with a heavy attack, you trigger a finisher animation. Problem is, no matter how many times I tried, I couldn't get it to trigger. But I know it works because enemies used it on me multiple times. So it might be a mod conflict or a load order thing. Try it out yourself. If you can get it working, it's probably awesome. The simple dodges mod lets you sidestep or dodge roll. Now I'll admit, It makes melee combat easier, but if you like Souls-like games or just want to feel a bit more agile, this mod is for you. Next is Knockback and Ragdoll Overhaul. Not technically a traditional animation mod, but it affects how characters fall, react, and collapse when you kill them. Gone are the days of the enemies flying off like balloons. With this mod, their bodies react to where they are shot. This mod makes enemy deaths or knockout less goofy and more realistic. Enemies will fall down in a way that shoots where you shot them. Now, for whatever reason, whenever you punch an enemy with your bare fist, it kind of made this jittery animation and send them flying. Maybe it was also an incompatibility thing, I don't really know. Alright, let's wrap up with two tiny but highly immersive mods. First is lowered weapons. Super simple. You approach a friendly NPC and your characters lower their gun instead of pointing it at their face like a maniac. Next is power armor fast inner and exit. The vanilla power armor sequence is cool the first dozen times, but after that, it's just a chore. This mod speeds it up. Personally, I don't use it because I like the slower feel, but I get why people will like to use this mod. And that's it. This is the end of the list. There are still plenty of animation mods left, so I can definitely do a part 2 and even a part 3. So if you guys want that, let me know. Thanks to channel member Hugh Jazz and Matt the Rat for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.